Good afternoon all, Russ boy here. Hope you are all well and having a great day, and I'm going to dive straight into it today because today I'm talking to you about planning in relation to your food and why it's so ridiculously important. About 8 weeks ago, I reckon it was, I did a video talking about general planning and the 7 P's. I'm going to leave that there, I'm not going to repeat it, but perhaps you have a dig back through my videos on YouTube, see if you can dig it out and have a look at what the 7 P's are all about. But it's very relevant to today and how we deal with our food. See, the problem with food is, and keep it to some sort of regime, it's really easy to go off the reservation, as it were. It's really easy to start something and stop because other things get in the way when it comes to food, like a cupboard full of goodies. So I was speaking to someone on Monday, a new client who has a problem with a cupboard in the kitchen which is full of goodies, which is for the kids, and every time they have a good day of food, the evenings they find themselves drawn to that cupboard because they haven't planned their food correctly for the day. And the reason is that if you have the right food lined up for your day or for your week or for your month or however far you want to plan, you will be eating enough to ensure you have less cravings for the things that aren't going to do you any good. But then how do you do that planning? How simple can it be? And it can be really simple, but the way I tell my clients to start with planning for food is by making a meal plan. What are you going to eat for the next 7 days? Breakfast, lunch and dinner, and snacks, and how much drink you're going to drink. And it's going to be water, it's going to be tea, it's going to be coffee. So if you start, get yourself a piece of paper, there's going to be anything more technical than that, but it's so often we don't do it. We don't generally plan that far ahead anymore. We very much live in the moment and go out, I haven't got any food in the house, I'll go out and buy some for dinner. And that's when the problems occur, because when you're hungry, you make the wrong choices. You grab for the first thing and you make the wrong choices. And when you make the wrong choices, you don't move towards your goals. So when planning for the week, every Sunday, this is what I do. In fact, I lie, it's every Friday because Saturday I go shopping, but I do it from the Sunday onwards. So my food diary starts on a Sunday and I'll decide what I'm going to have for breakfast, for lunch, for dinner, and that depends on when I'm training as well, because I don't always have breakfast. If I know I'm going to train Sunday morning, I won't plan a breakfast, I'll just plan a lunch and I'll plan a dinner and I'll plan snacks for after the gym, i.e. workout, and perhaps a snack later in the evening, because I do enjoy a little snack or an ice cream or something that fits in with what I can, with my goals, and I write it all down on a list. And to make things easy for myself, and you may find this as well, is that I tend to have the same thing for lunch most days. So if my plate is made up of 3 things, it's made up of protein, a carb and a fat and a veg, make it 4 things, forget the fat for a second, that comes by default. It's made up of 3 things, protein, carbs and veg. If I have chicken, broccoli and rice for lunch 5 days a week, how easy is it to go out and buy a big pack of chicken, a couple of bags of rice and loads of broccoli? I've bought 3 items and it's done me for 4, 5, perhaps 7 days. I know that can get boring for some people, but you see what I'm getting at here, where it gets really easy to plan when you repeat. And the thing is, once you've done a plan for 1 week, if you enjoy those foods and you look back at the week and think, yeah, I had a result, I lost X amount of fat from my body, I feel better, I enjoyed the food, why would you not repeat it the next week? How many different sorts of foods are there? How many times are you going to change what sort of food you have? You've got to plan, and plan what you enjoy. And then plan what treats, don't like using the word treat because it has awful connotations, but the things you probably think you shouldn't be having, you can have, plan those as well. Plan a Saturday night of having what you want. Plan a pizza, plan a bowl of pasta, plan a, I don't know, kebab. But put it in there as well. You may not go shop for that because you may go out Saturday night and get it, but allow for it. Put it in your plan. And this plan week by week will evolve until you get to the point, and it is literally a copy and paste job. You'll get it 1 week and it works. You think, right, week 2 I want slightly different things, so I've got week 2, but I've still got a copy of week 1. And then week 3 comes and it's similar to week 1, and week 4 similar to week 2. And before you know where you are, you've got a month's worth of food plans. You've got a month's worth of shopping lists, because there's always the same shopping list. It's easy to shop for because you know where they are in the shop. and all of a sudden it doesn't become onerous. But it takes 2-3 weeks to get into that rhythm and getting used to it. So now, I don't know about you, I can go to the supermarket to find exactly right things that I want. I can be in and out in 15-20 minutes. Because one, I'm buying less foods. I've got my proteins from one area, I've got my carbs from one area, and I've got my veg from the other area. Everything else is pointless. All that stuff that does us no good, we can avoid. We can walk straight past. We won't be tempted to buy it. If we're not tempted to buy it, we're not tempted to keep it in the cupboard. We're not tempted to keep it in the cupboard. We're not tempted to eat it. Because we need to manage our self-control. We need to help ourselves with our self-control. So by simply planning 1 week of food, we'll have that knock-on effect where you end up planning for a month, 6 months, a year, and in a year's time you'll be exactly where you want to be because you plan 1 week's worth of food. So try it out, guys. Make a fancy Excel spreadsheet or do it on the back of a blooming notepad or a piece of scrap paper. Doesn't matter where you do it, you stick it in your phone, doesn't matter. Plan, prepare, and then you will succeed. Hope you have a great day, but for now, Russ Boy out.